Charles Oliveira is being disrespected by the odds makers. Right now, they have Ilia Topuria at a minus 400 favorite. And while I think Ilia probably will win, I think that he should be the favorite. I don't think it's a minus 400 fight. I think it's very close. And I think Charles Oliveira presents a lot of challenges that Ilia Topuria has not seen yet, or his previous opponents have not tested before. I think it is possible. People are talking like Ilia Topuria, he's going to get a knockout in the first 10 seconds. And again, it's possible, but I think it's unlikely. If we look at Ilia Topuria and his knockouts, it's not like as soon as he touches you, you go out. Volkanovski, Max, you put him out cold. And I get Max has a good chin, but at 145, he was landing a bunch of clean shots on both of those guys, and he wasn't knocking them out. Even Volkanovski, he got caught with a few good shots, and he wasn't going out until obviously eventually got put against the cage, and he went out cold. But it's not like Ilia Topuria. He's very powerful, but it's not something where I think Charles Oliveira is going to get knocked out in the first minute or so. I think that he's going to have success, Charles Oliveira, more success than people are giving him credit for. And I know people say Charles Oliveira, he's chinny, he's going to go out immediately. But Charles Oliveira, he's not that chinny. He hasn't been knocked out since 2022 against Islam Makhachev, where I believe he went for a flying knee, hands down, and got caught. Even then, he just got knocked down because he was up in the air. He wasn't even, rocked that bad. Obviously, he got submitted. I don't think he's going to get submitted in this fight, but we have to also imagine against Michael Chandler, his last fight, which he said he didn't have the best training camp for it. He looked way more technical, a little bit more patient. He looked good, but I think his knee was out or something like that, where he wasn't able to have a good training camp. And in the 5th round, he gets a little bit tired, and Michael Chandler caught him with 2 big shots right on the chin. And Oliveira, he was rocked, but he didn't go down. He didn't go out. I mean, he has a good chin. It's harder to put people out at 155 for Ilia than it is at 145. Charles Oliveira, much bigger than him. And I think if he gets hurt, I think he's more likely to grab a hold of Ilia Topuria, where he could have success grappling. I think Max Holloway, when he got hurt, he didn't go out immediately, but, he swung in the pocket with Ilia Topuria, and obviously he got knocked out for it. Charles Oliveira, he's going to pull guard. He's going to do something, which still is dangerous for him. But I think he has more of a chance of surviving compared to Max or Volkanovski. He knows how to get hurt and survive compared to both of them, where, Volkanovski kind of, but Holloway, he's never really been hurt that bad. And I think the game plan for Charles Oliveira, how he could win this fight, obviously most people are saying he needs to be on the front foot, which I agree. He needs to either be in the center or pushing the pace, pressuring Ilia Topuria. He can't be on the back foot for that long. I don't think he's going to get knocked out immediately. I think even if his back is against the cage, I think he could grab a hold of Ilia. I think he could shoot even going backwards. I don't know if he's going to have success, but I think it is possible. I think he should feint, especially with the kicks, or not with the kicks, but feint, because Ilia Topuria does go back, and then he should let his kicks go, set them up. Don't throw naked kicks, as he's going to get caught for it with straight shots. And I would say his reach, his size, his strength is going to be a problem for Ilia Topuria. And I think unlike Volkanovski and Max Holloway, I think his kicks are much more damaging. If we look at Max Holloway, Volkanovski, they were throwing a lot of kicks, but they weren't doing anything. If you look at Charles Oliveira, his kicks, his leg kicks especially, are very damaging. His teeps, he's very long, and it could push back and actually damage Ilia Topuria compared to his last opponents. And I think the oblique kicks are going to be there. We know, I think Ilia Topuria injured it a long time ago. That is kind of a weakness for him. And it's unlikely, in my opinion, anyone survives 25 minutes with Ilia Topuria. That's why I think Volkanovski got knocked out. That's why I picked Ilia against Volkanovski and Max Holloway. It's just because with his power, I don't think anyone's going to survive. I think you have to finish Ilia Topuria. You have to knock him out or submit him. And Charles Oliveira, I know people say he's washed, he's not the same. He could do that. He's still a finisher. He could finish Ilia Topuria. And I think that's kind of how you have to beat Ilia. And I do trust his ability. I don't know if he's going to get it done, but I think it is possible. And I think with Max Holloway, Volkanovski, when they landed shots, they weren't really hurting Ilia Topuria. I think with Charles Oliveira, land shots on Ilia Topuria, I think he could hurt him. I don't know if he's going to knock him out, but he could gain respect. he could get a takedown, unlike both of them. And, Ilia Topuria could worry about the takedown if he gets taken down in the first or second, not let his hands go as often. I think that's very possible. Even still, I think he could knock out Charles Oliveira. But regardless, it could help Charles Oliveira that way. And I think when he gets close, the knees to the body are going to be there all day. I think with Max Holloway trying to gas out Ilia Topuria with jabs to the body, I don't think he's going to have much success doing that. Volkanovski trying to gas out the arms with little kicks to the arms. I don't think either of those are really going to gas out Ilia, but the knees to the body of Oliveira, he gassed out Poirier, and Poirier has a great gas tank. It's very possible he could do that with Ilia, take some steam off of his shots. The elbows in the clinch are going to be there, or off the break, and one elbow, one knee could change the fight. You could cut Ilia wide open, could give, Charles Oliveira the round, and Ilia may not be able to see afterwards. I mean, Charles does have a shot in this fight. The leg kicks are going to be there. I think the knee up the middle, given the size advantage, the height disadvantage for Ilia, are going to be there. I do worry for Oliveira in the clinch because I think the body shots are going to be there for Ilia. When he does like that tie clinch, he gets the tie clinch, he holds him, he lands knees to the body, kind of like Dustin for Islam. The body shots are going to be there for Ilia, and that does worry me for Oliveira. I hope he doesn't go down with a body shot, but it is possible. Obviously, Ilia is a massive favorite. He has a ton of ways to win. I do think Oliveira obviously should shoot takedowns, but I think most of all, he has to create scrambles. I mean, against Arman Tsarukyan, he didn't almost get the submissions off of his back. He got it when Arman got too high. He scrambled, and he was able to almost submit him in the first round. I think Arman fell down after a leg kick. They created a scramble, and he almost got the guillotine. That's how he's going to beat Ilia. It's going to be through scrambles. I think that's his best way for grappling. Obviously, he could feint, push Ilia back, get the takedowns against the fence. He did a very good job at that against Michael Chandler. He has very good wrestling. I think his wrestling has massively improved. Overall, though, I am going to lean Ilia with a knockout, but I just think it's going to be later in the fight. I don't think it's going to be in the first round. And I think Oliveira, he could get close, but I don't think he's going to submit him. And I think Ilia just is going to be too fast, and I think eventually he'll land the shot. I just think it's going to be later, and I don't think he's going to have as much success early on as people think. So I'm leaning like a 4th, 5th round TKO by Ilia, and I don't think Oliveira is going to go out. I think it's going to be like a ground and pound TKO, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you are picking Oliveira, if you're picking Ilia, and how you think the fight's going to go. That is it for me. Let me know what you think, and yeah.